Oh yeah. All right. So I'm mad that I have to address this again, but my other live had gotten like kind of deleted. So I mean, it's not that bad. Oh, it feels good out here. I literally walked out here in my like underwear. I'm in the front yard. Like, I'm still on property. Shoot. No, I just realized I did something stupid. Okay. A minute. I can tell I kind of didn't get a lot of sleep because I have horrible bags under my eyes. Like, hey, how's it going? Ooh, that was it. See, I'm gonna have to control this face today because she ain't playing with me. I gotta get my face wash and all that stuff together. Good morning. How y'all doing? We have a couple things to unpack. Again, I'm addressing it again because people don't seem to get it. And then I got into it with somebody on damn Twitter. Um, where is my? Is it in here? Shit. Let's see here. Oh, that's alarming because this bitch dropped all of this food. I can't allow eating in my car no more. Because every single time I turn around, it's some damn like food in the back seat. She left her daggone card again. How many times she gonna? Lord. How many times she gonna leave her debit card here? My mother left her debit card at home, and she. I'm gonna have to set her up with Apple Pay, so it's like she doesn't get completely caught out there when she don't have nothing. How she lose? Just keep it in the wallet. Like I don't understand. Anyway, so we have people mad and like sitting up here defending this man. Um, and I even had my friend, like she was on a live with me before when I was talking about it, my friend Lexi, and she was like, oh, he's been calling them out for years and it's not this and that's not that. Okay. But see, here's the thing. I don't know why anybody's really like, and you know, my girl Amanda made a good point because she actually did a video on this. And I really find it interesting that people are really out here defending somebody who actually pleaded guilty to. Did he plead guilty to it? But he didn't. He got locked up for. You know what he got locked up for. And he, everybody calls him the neighborhood snitch, and people have been making memes and everything else. But nobody likes to address the fact that he's a whole pedophile. But nobody's talking about that though, right? People are talking about the fact that he snitched on everybody, but nobody's talking about the fact that he's a whole like. You know why though, right? You know why? Because a lot of these other guys are doing the same thing, being out here grown ass men, damn near 30 or something, having sex with teenagers under the age of 18, having sex with like 15 and 16-year-olds, and people thinking that it's okay. So I mean, there's that. That's one of the main reasons why I never really, not only that, but his music is trash. And I usually don't even call people's music trash like that, but his music is trash. Music is trash. All he does is clout chase. And the thing is that he became famous for clout chasing, and he is open and honest about the fact that he clout chases. And I feel like people just really are not like people. Yeah, he screams on tracks. We know this already. And the thing is that he's not even the first person to do that. DMX, he would also be like really extra aggressive on a track, but at least he could rap. At least he had real bars. At least he had good music that you could get with. At least he actually lived the life that he talked about in his songs. Like, you're not about to tell me that DMX himself wasn't a like, certified gangster, like, all day. Okay? But that's the thing about it. Like, 6ix9ine talked to all this mess about this and that and how he gonna do this, do that. He's not, he ain't about that life. He may have come from nothing, but he wasn't living that life like everybody thinks that he is. I don't know. Nothing that he does makes you think or anything. And then he's out here crying boo hoo for the same shit that he probably was doing before. Like, for the same shit that he was probably doing himself. And that's the reason why I don't feel sorry, because you're not about to tell me that his previous label or whatever, when he was number one on the charts a couple times. You're not about to tell me that people he was dealing with, his management or whatever, weren't also manipulating stuff. But not only that, let's look at the technical side of things when it comes to Billboard. And then they were like, oh, well, then why did they change their numbers when he called it out? That's not necessarily what they did, number one. Number two, you have to look at how things are weighted. Things are graded on a curve when it comes to Billboard because they look at other things as being more important. My glasses are hella dirty. I'm trying to find my case with my is it? It's in here. But yeah, so you have to look at it like this. He gets mad over Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber's song Stuck With You getting number one and talking about, oh, how come their points jumped up so fast and this and that and the other. How they submit 60 million units all at once like that. That's not how it works. Yes, it is. Because first of all, okay, Billboard does not have access to everything that an artist does. And we have to look at that first as a well-known fact. Billboard does not have all the access. They only have what people submit to them, and then they have to fact check to make sure that that's true. The only people that have access to how much music has been sold or downloaded or streamed is the streaming company, the music company that they source their music through, and the artists themselves and their management and their team. Those are the only parties that have access to all that information. Only ones. So Billboard is not going to know who has more streams, more views, more anything, unless the affiliated parties actually let them know about it and submit their units. Some folks have paid for number ones, I believe. I'm sure that that's probably true. I'm sure that that's probably true. That is true. I mean, you can look at a lot of artists out here that really haven't sold, like, I mean, but they've gotten number one somehow. I'm sure there's foul play. I'm sure. But when you look at actually all the facts, they don't line up with what 6ix9ine is talking about. Talking about they pay for the what 60 some for tens of thousands of units with just 6 credit cards. How do you know that? How do you know that? Because it's definitely not going to tell you that, and they're definitely not going to disclose that information, because then that means you have access to somebody else's credit card information. Obviously, they're not going to tell you that, and they can't tell you that. Even if that's something that's going on, that's not information that you can actually find out unless you get an audit. But even if you get an audit, that's still not information that you yourself is going to be able to know unless, there's a bunch of things that have to happen. You're not about to tell me that you're getting all this information within a couple of weeks. You're not about to tell me that it's just not happening. And the fact that you sit up here and call out Ariana Grande, but you don't call out Justin Bieber, that's saying a lot. You're going after somebody, and this is what they all do. They're going to go after somebody that they think that they can bully around. No. And then he wants to come back and say, I'm not saying you're not a good singer. I'm not saying this, I'm not saying that. It's boggling to the mind to me how somebody can be so upset over something that they themselves perpetuate. You're not about to tell me that you were not also manipulative to the system You were also manipulating the system because you're not able to, like, there's not a lot of people that I actually follow. There's not a lot of people that I actually, that is in my circle. There's not a lot of people that I know that actually like 6ix9ine as a rapper. So where are all those numbers coming from? Not only that, but you have to think about the fact that Justin and Ariana have stands. People who ride for them no matter what they put out. Trash ass song Yummy. That song still did well, even though, and he was out here begging for streams. But that's neither here nor there. They still have their core fan base that goes out and purchases their music when it comes out. Purchase, not streams it on Spotify. Purchased. Pure sales equal more, way more than streams. You have to get, I can forget exactly how many streams it is that counts as one pure sale, but it's a good amount. It's in the thousands. You have to get streamed thousands of times to even get one pure sale. So even if you have like hundreds of millions of streams for your song, that is only equal to maybe a few thousand pure sales or a little bit more than that. Like maybe 100,000 or so pure sales, 200,000 pure sales. It's not going to equal the same amount as if somebody has like 50,000 in pure sales. It's not. It's not going to equal as much. So with that weighting curve, if you get more pure sales than the next person, more than likely, unless they are like tripling you, like tripling you in streams, you're gonna win in the end. Exactly. Arianators and the Beliebers, they are diehard stands. They will buy anything from their phase. That's just how they are. 6ix9ine doesn't have fans like that because they're all like most of the fans that he has are like they're iffy because they only follow him for the mess that he gets himself into. They don't follow him because he's a good. Are you kidding me? They don't follow him because he's an amazing art. Please. They don't follow him because he's an amazing artist. They follow him because of all the mess that he's in all the time. And of every song that I've listened to, he don't be saying nothing. He don't be talking about nothing. What is Gooba? I mean, at least stuck with you has a like a real meaning. At least it's something like meaningful. Even though the track is even though the song is it's okay. It's not amazing. It's okay, but it still holds a lot more weight than Gooba. I don't even know what the hell he's talking about in Gooba. He's just making up some words and sticking them together. Like, what the hell? What is that? What is that? Did you hear the rumor about him having a track with who? About him having a track with Nicki. What are they doing? What's the song that the two of them have together? I see. That's how much I don't remember him. Because anything that he's on, I completely deleted out of my life, even though he was the featured artist. Um, Damn, now I forgot the name of the damn track. Oh well. Fifi. Okay, thank you. Y'all know. Yeah, even that song is kind of trash. I didn't really find it all that interesting, and I just I don't know. We're sitting up here making words up. I don't have time. I don't have time. But there's that. I'm not really going to go into too much, but that's literally, I mean, I went into enough. I told you guys exactly what it is. Like, Billboard rates pure sales a lot higher than streams. So if you are depending on your streams, you're never going to be number one. You're never going to make number one. It's mostly pure sales. And one thing that I didn't mention Submission. So I went into a submission a little bit before, but I didn't really explain exactly what happened. So Justin released a statement and he pretty much said that, strategy is a thing. So you sit here and you wonder, sometimes people wonder how songs are able to jump up by like 5, 10 spots on Billboard charts. And it's about strategy. It's unexpected. Sometimes it's called not playing all your cards at once. People, they like to submit their stuff weekly. You don't have to. Sometimes you don't have to submit them right away. Sometimes you can wait. Well, most of the time you can wait. And there's no rule that says that you have to submit it by a certain time, you know? So what did they do? They waited. They waited to submit what they had sold. So when their stuff jumped up and they had like 60,000 more and then their points jumped up, it's because they waited until they had, a good lump board. And then at that point, it rose up. That's what happens. It's like playing poker, or even let me break it down. Even playing Uno. Like I know when I play Uno with my friends and stuff, we get around, we get lit, and we play Uno. I'm holding all of my skip, my reverse, and my draw cards for last. I'm holding those back. I don't care even if I have no colors, and if it's a red card down and I have no red cards and I have nothing of the same number and I have a red skip. Best believe I'm picking up another card first before I put that skip down because I want to be strategic. I don't want to put all my good cards down at once. Nah, that's not what you do in this business. You hold all your good cards for the end. But that's the thing about it. That's how you have to be in this industry. You have to be strategic. You can't lose all your cards out, put all your cards out at once. It just doesn't work like that. You want to be a little sneaky because you want to shock people. It's all about shock value. That's all it is. But moving on, Lana Del Rey. I always talk. I don't really talk about her much on this channel, but when I do, it's usually not good, and it just has a lot to do with the fact that Homegirl is always in this really like depressing mood. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. She's got a lot of fans. She's got a lot of fame. She has her cult following. She may not be like heavy mainstream like a lot of other artists, but people know who she is. And there's people who really mess with her music. Am I one of those people? No. I really only know like, oh, excuse me. Wow, I just burped. That's horrible. I really only know like a couple of songs from her. But I find it really interesting that she is feeling it because she is out here, calling out people for calling her out on stuff that she does, but not other people. So she released this whole, like, I don't know, she wrote an entire novel about how other artists don't get don't get criticized and scrutinized for the things that they sing about and the things that they do when it's like when it's like overly sexual or it's about drugs, whatever have you, and how they always come for her for doing stuff like that. There's a lot to unpack there, but let's just try to break it down one by one, and I'm gonna try to be brief. So addressing the first thing, her music and what she represents and see the difference between her and the artists, especially the artists that she mentioned, is that that's not all they really go into. They go into a lot of different topics, but a lot of the same topics that she does. I think the main reason why she gets a lot of backlash is because of the way that she like kind of presents herself. She kind of presents herself as being like a black sheep in the industry, which is not really something that you are, Lana. Like there's so many people that actually look up to you and that actually like use you as an inspiration. Look at Lauren Haregi. She loves you. I just hope that, but and that's what I'm saying to you. Like there's a lot of artists out there who actually really do like Lana Del Rey. I mean, Ariana Grande is one of them. And it's funny that she's one of the artists that you called out in the statement. Wow. What a way to thank somebody who actually like put you on their song for a movie soundtrack. But okay, but we won't talk about that too much. But like, it's a little bit funny how like she's one of the artists that you, whatever. Maybe she's upset about the fact that "Don't Call Me Angel" didn't do anything on the charts, or the movie. The movie made nothing. But I digress. Second, the artists that she's called out: Nicki Minaj, Beyonce, Ariana Grande. Mind you, all these are women. I don't think she called out one man, but she will call out the women. And then she wants to, in the next sentence, talk about how it's bringing women down. But you're calling out a whole bunch of women. Oh yeah, she also mentioned Camila, which, please. I mean, it's yeah, yeah. We we um we don't really. I don't know why she really thought to mention Camila, because I mean she's not really even one of the artists that she definitely isn't an artist that receives backlash for that. She receives backlash for other things, and that's the reason why nobody's really paying attention to anything sexual that she does or anything that she talks about when it comes to like, you know, nobody's really talking about that stuff because people are more concerned with the fact that she's racist. But we're not going to talk about that today. That's a different topic, but it's just interesting how she included Camila in the same sentence as Ariana Grande and Beyonce and Nicki Minaj, established artists that actually have their own sound and don't, I'm just, we won't go there completely. We're not going there completely because you guys already know Camila has been on my shit list and she's going to continue to be on my shit list. I don't care what anybody says. You can be a fan of Camila if you want to. I don't hate you. I won't hate on you for that, but I'm just not, and I'm not going to be. Look at her face. Stop it. We're not going to talk about her today. This is not about her. This is about Lana. But it's interesting how she called out all these artists, and all of these artists have received hella backlash for the things that they do. Look at Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj has been receiving backlash for everything that she does every single time. And why do you think she went through this whole tirade about people being on the Nicki hate train? Because it's true. I mean, yeah, a lot of people hate on Nicki for one thing or the other. And although some of those things may be true, I don't know, it doesn't change the fact that she gets a lot of backlash for the music that she puts out. Anaconda. Never mind the person that she sampled Anaconda from, Sir Mix-a-Lot. Never mind that. But let's pay attention to the fact that she's talking about her big booty and she's talking about anacondas and stuff. But never mind the fact that that's what the original song was really about. Let's not call out the person who actually did the song originally. No, let's call out the woman who is doing this song as a tribute. Let's call out the woman who's paying homage to it. Let's call out the woman who did a remix to that type of a song. Let's call her out. She gets all the backlash. She received backlash for that performance. I don't know. Oh, I forget what award show it was for, but it was when she had like Roman's Holiday, okay, and she did the whole the whole Catholicism thing with the exorcism and stuff on stage. She received backlash for that. Ariana received backlash the moment that she put out songs like Dangerous Woman and stuff. People are like, what is going on with Ariana? She's a grown-ass woman. She can do what she can do what she wants. Come on now. All right. Then people call her. I mean, she's still receiving backlash for the whole blackfishing thing. People think, and she still receives backlash for doing R&B and trap. But we're not going to talk about that either because let's be clear, Ariana Grande has been doing R&B since her first album. But people like to call it out now. You're a little bit late to the party. And that's the thing that I can't get behind. Like, Ariana may have done she may be a little bit iffy. But the one thing that she has been is consistent when it comes to her music. She has done the R&B hip hop thing since her first album, her first single, The Way, R&B, Honeymoon Avenue, R&B, right there, R&B. Beyonce. Beyonce has been receiving backlash for stuff since Destiny's Child, but we'll talk about the solo career. Um, Lemonade got her, I think, maybe the most backlash. But let's go on to the sexual side of things. When her self-titled album dropped and Drunken Love was a topic of discussion, people were calling that out, even though the entire, like that whole entire situation with Partition and Drunken Love and stuff was all about Jay-Z. So now we're having an issue with people talking about, you know, making love with their husband, with their spouse, with their significant other. Now we're scrutinizing that, but they don't get backlash, right, Lana? They don't get backlash. Stop with the self-pity. It's tired and delayed and through and overdone. Nobody feels sorry for you. And honestly, you're not getting as much backlash as these other people that you mentioned because you're not as big of a singer as they are. You're not as big of an artist as they are. They receive so much more backlash than you. Even if you receive backlash, it's nothing compared to what they get because they're getting it on a global scale. People all over the world are hating on these people. I mean, yes, you're a worldwide star too, but not on the same level as a Beyonce and an Ariana Grande and a Nicki Minaj. It's ridiculous at this point. Why in the world do you just focus on yourself? Why are you worried about the next one? You shouldn't be worried about the next one. You should be worried about yourself. Or is it coming from a place of jealousy? And then a lot of people like to defend her and say, oh, this and that and the other. And then she has this whole feminist comment. You know what's interesting? Feminism. Okay, whenever somebody says they're a feminist, people, oh my God, people catch feelings. Like being a feminist is a bad thing. There are some radical feminists that really take it to the next level, but feminism in and of itself is the movement of being seen as equal, men and women being seen as equals, fighting for equal rights for women. Equal rights. Not putting a woman above a man, but some people have taken it there. And so then now the word feminism has been misconstrued into being something that places women above men. And that's not what it is, and that's not what it was ever intended to be. But would I call myself a feminist? Yes, I'm a feminist. I'm not a radical feminist. I'm not somebody who thinks that women should be above men. No, we should be all equal, on equal playing fields. Because that's the way that it was intended. We were all born equal. But it's interesting how she words it. And first of all the grammar that she uses in this, it's like somebody who's trying to like, I don't know, somebody who's like using a thesaurus to try and come up with ways to make her, to make her plagiarize her obvious like plagiarized work into her own work by using a thesaurus to change words around and change grammar around. So she says, I am not a feminist. Who says it like that? I am not a feminist. So what you're saying is that you're not a feminist. That's all that means. When you use a double negative, that's all that means. This is not multiplication. Two negatives don't make a positive. When you say that you're not something, it means that you're not something. It means that you are something, but you're trying to distance yourself from that something. So by saying that you're not a feminist, it means that you don't want to associate yourself with what people believe feminism is, but you still in your heart probably believe that you're a feminist. But you want to distance yourself so it doesn't seem like you are coming at women for what it is that they do. I don't have time. I don't have time. We really are sitting up here debating over who gets more backlash for putting out the music that they want to put out. That to me is coming off as very jealous. You are a jealous person, Lana. And I can't really see it any other way except for the fact that if you were getting the numbers that these other artists were getting, you probably wouldn't have released that statement. If you were getting oh, and the blatant, I can't. And then somebody called out for racism. I can't do that completely because, yes, she called out a lot of like, black artists. But it's interesting how white feminism works because when a white woman gets all upset and stuff, everybody has to listen, right? But we have been calling people out who have been scrutinizing black women and women of color for years, and nobody says anything. But now everybody wants to jump on the train because Lana Del Rey, a white woman, is saying something about it. Never mind when people were calling out people for coming at Beyonce for her Lemonade album. Never mind people who were coming at, but no, but it has to happen now. We have to talk about it now. I really don't understand why it is that I'm losing my train of thought because it's making me so confused. And she didn't get nominated for Album of the Year last year. She didn't she? I think she did get nominated. I'm just thinking about that now. Like, yeah, I think she did get nominated for Album of the Year. Lana Del Rey. So you are a successful artist, Lana. I don't know what's not clicking, Lana. What's her real name? Elizabeth? I don't know what's not clicking, Elizabeth. What's not clicking, Liz? What's up? You carry yourself like you are the most you carry yourself like you are the most depressed person on the face of this planet. But you've seen more success than a lot of other artists have seen. If you don't want it, then give it up. And that's everything. That's what I have to say to artists who take what they have for granted. There are other artists out there who don't have half of what you have, who would like to have all of what you have. So how about you give that spot up to somebody who really deserves it, somebody who really wants it, somebody who will really appreciate it. Because we're out here struggling, trying to get our sound heard. And you're up here taking what you have for granted. I really I don't have any sympathy for people who do this. And she's not the only one. There's a lot of other celebrities out there who's, oh, woe is me. I can't get what I want, so I'm going to come for the next one. And highlight something that, girl, it's blatant hypocrisy, and I'm tired of it. Like, everybody is always doing, like, they're all doing this. They all do it. But that's pretty much it. That's how much the rant. Like, I've ranted enough. I've ranted enough. 6ix9ine and Lana Del Rey, both of y'all need to just give up your slots. I want to really know who signed 6ix9ine. I really who signed. Actually, you know what? I don't want to know because I wasn't really paying attention to it either. But I really just thought his career was just going to be over. But no, now he's coming out with all this bull crap. Somebody's going to find him. I hate to put that into the universe, but someone's going to find it because he's going to slip up. He's going to slip up, and then after a few months or so, he's going to get comfortable. Okay, he's going to get comfortable. He already had to move. He already had to move because somebody got up on their social media and like when he was living over in the Hamptons, I think. And like, oh my gosh, I'm in the Hamptons and I live right near 6ix9ine. And so he had to move. You literally have to go through the rest of your life. You have to go through the rest of your life looking over your shoulder. You have to literally live the rest of your life looking over your shoulder after what you did. And see, that's why I tell people it does not pay to be a clout chaser, to be somebody who associates themselves that you didn't have to do all of that just to get their backing, just to get some street cred so that you could be more like looked at as more serious of a rapper. No, there's plenty of rappers out there who are not gang affiliated that are successful. But no, you wanted to have the backing of, you know, the community and the culture that you thought that you had to get yourself into the besiege. You didn't know what you were getting yourself into. And he said, "Oh, I did what I did because they was coming disrespectful and all this stuff." But see, now you are in a position where you really honestly cannot live your life. And see, here's another thing. You don't get radio play because nobody is going to play your songs on the radio. I mean, the fact that they're too ratchet for ratchet radio is beyond, it's crazy, but it's true. They're not going to play your stuff on the radio. So that's also something that doesn't get you Billboard number one. One. Two, you can't even promote yourself the way that you're supposed to be promoted. I mean, right now, quarantine is working for you because you literally could just record yourself, you know, doing your songs or whatever at home and sending it into the places, whatever. But once stuff opens back up and people start going to these festivals and all these events start happening with all the music and whatever, nobody is going to want to put you on their show because they are afraid. They're now going to be afraid that the show is going to end in a shootout or something because somebody's going to know that you're there. I mean, obviously. And then they're going to show up there to try and kill you. So nobody's going to sign you on to do anything at any of their venues. You're not going to be able to tour. You're not going to be able to promote yourself on TV programs. You're not going to be able to do anything like that as an artist. Sooner or later, you're going to fade into obscurity because you're not going to be able to do any of that stuff. You're not. What kind of a life is that? You are now living your life. It's like you never got out of prison because now you're literally going to have to stay inside the house. You can't, where are you going to go? Everywhere that you're going to go, somebody's going to see you, somebody's going to recognize you, and it's going to get back to, and then somebody's going to find out, they're going to get you. You're going to get you. They're going to get you. You're not going to be able to hide out forever, 6ix9ine. And that's the reason why, like, now I'm talking to you as an actual person and a person who cares about other people. You played your hand, and now it's gonna end up coming back to bite you in the ass. And that's just how it is. So that's all I have to say about that. I mean, I can only do this. I can only wish you the best, but I already know that it's going to be something that causes a lot of mess. You are not going to be, you're just not going to be able to deal with it. You're not going to be able to go through this life in the shadows like that. You're not. Honestly, I would take that deal, go into witness protection, and move to some type of island somewhere where nobody knows you. Like, I really just feel like that's just what you should do. Just give up music, cut your losses. You've got a good amount of money saved up, whatever. Continue to cash in on your royalties from whatever songs you have on streaming networks or whatever, and just go away. Because you're literally you're going to end up slipping up, and because clout chasers, they never learn. They're always doing stuff. Look at that disgusting excuse for a woman. I'm sorry to say it like that, but I can't really say it in any other way. She is tortured. She had to have something had done to her when she was a child or something for her to act the way that she does. Lovely Peaches. She's another one. But that's the thing about it, like, I'm gonna sit down now because I've done my like pacing around the house. But that's the thing about it. It doesn't pay to clout chase because it ends up getting you into trouble sooner or later. And this has come back to hit him in the worst kind of way. Because now that he's known as being the snitch, now he's going to be snitching on everybody. Now he's going to be calling everybody out. Let me tell you something. Honestly, the gang is not somebody you want to mess with. Like the gangs you are affiliated with, you don't want to mess with them either. But you know what's worse than that? People in the music industry, those higher ups, those executives that you called out at Billboard. Let me tell you something. Once you become a flight risk for somebody like that, they can end your life like that. They have the money and the power to do that. Okay? We've got billionaires running these companies. They know exactly what they're doing, and they will get rid of you in 2.5. Those are really the people that you have to be worried about. Right? Okay, yeah, he came, yep, he getting into it with everybody. Meek Mill, Snoop. So I I really don't really have anything else to say at this point, but just make sure that you have full on security around you at all times. Hell, that might not even help you. It's sad. But see, this is a good example for people out there who want to be like famous or whatever. The cost of fame is very high, especially when you don't really have a talent and you'll do anything for it. It comes back. It's like signing a deal with the devil. He will come back to collect. And look what's happening to 6ix9ine right now. He's coming back to collect. And you done wrote a check that your ass can't cash. And here we go. It's all going into that. But anyway, I gotta get myself ready for work. Today is a good day for me because I get to do something that I really want to do for a long time, and so I don't want to be late. So anyway, I'm bipolar as hell. I was just screaming and yelling on here, and now I'm like smiling and stuff. Oh gosh, my life is amazing. Ooh, look at the artwork. Actually, I want to show you guys, because like when Justin has been home and stuff, he's been getting assignments from his school, and he's been working on some art projects, like some artwork with my mom. They do like an art project every week together, and so he did one with the sea. Look at the octopus, so cute. And then I don't know what this is supposed to be. What is that? But and then this like forest with these flowers or whatever. It's kind of cute. And then a Memorial Day thing. So yep, quarantine's been very very interesting for me and my family. But yeah, so that's all she wrote. I want to urge everybody out there, whoever watches this video, if you want to be famous, make sure it's for the right reasons. Make sure that you go into it with a sense of this could all be gone tomorrow. So let me make sure that I do it right this time. I mean, nobody says you don't have to make mistakes because, Hannah Montana said it best. Everybody makes mistakes, okay? But learn from them and be able to develop yourself and sustain yourself in the way that you want to be, display yourself the way that you want to be seen. Don't let other people, don't let other people, other things, it's not worth it. It's not worth it to just come from the clout, to just capitalize on the clout. It's not worth it. And it's not worth your life in the end because sometimes, look at the situation. His life is in actual danger. Every single day that he lives on this earth, his life is in danger. What kind of life is that? Is that life at all? When you're not even free to go to the damn grocery store? You're not even free. You're not free to do anything fun. Like, at some point, he might want a family, an actual family, not just, a baby mama. At one point, he may want to get married and have children. What kind of a life? You can't live that life because at that point, you'd be putting your family in jeopardy. Why would you want to do? He's already doing that because I'm sure that the family that he has all around, I'm sure that people are probably pressing them to try and find out his location. And that's the thing about it. Like, he's never going to be able to live life the way he did before. Never. Look at what that gets you. It gets you nowhere. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video, okay? I done ranted and raved for 46 minutes. But share this video. Like, I really want this video to, like, I want this live to get out there somewhere. Like, not because, but because I'm trying to really, like, I'm trying to spit facts to you guys in a weird way. I have a weird way of doing it, but, like, I really want somebody to hear this and really, like, kind of understand where I'm coming from. When I come for these artists, it's not from a place of hatred or a place of malice. It's a place of, I am an artist as well, even though I may not be known anywhere. Like, I do music. I love doing music. I do it for the music. But I'm not about to sell my soul for it. And I really do care about the other artists that are out there that have made it. I respect the hustle. But the way that you get there sometimes is what might also end your career. And also, for those who have gotten out there, don't take it for granted because the next one is coming up to take your spot as we speak. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. I hope everybody has a great day. Please enjoy your weekend if you can. I know there's a lot of places that haven't opened back up yet, but even if they have, I feel like we should still take out the time to still practice the same things that we were practicing before because Corona's not done with us yet. She ain't done with us yet, okay? Miss Rona's still out here. She's still taking lives. She's still doing her shit. She's still on her bull crap. So, like, don't be completely careless, Still practice that social distancing. I definitely have to do it where I work. I'm working in a bio facility. I work with the vaccines and stuff. So I have to always be on point with what I'm doing. I can't be I can't just be out here all willy-nilly with anybody, whatever. I go straight from work. I go home. If I have to go to the store, I go to the store, have my mask and stuff on. I'm not playing around with that because I'm not trying to get sick. Because once I get sick, I can't come to work for 2 weeks. So we're just not doing that, you know. But yeah, so just be out there, be safe. All right. Everybody have a great weekend. Bye.